Everybody, good morning. I'm gonna wait till this thing catches online. All right, we're doing a 20-minute pentatonic masterclass here. So in the next 20 minutes, we're gonna go through just about everything you need to know for pentatonics. All right, so pentatonics are basically all I ever play. You know, it's funny because I started playing guitar, I learned the pentatonic scale, and then I was like, okay, what else is there? So I learned all the other scales, the major scale and the augmented, diminished, all that stuff, and then I just ended up coming back. Excuse me. I just ended up coming back to the pentatonic scale for like 90% of my solos because it works. You know, it's tried and true. So, excuse me, I got something in my throat. So, yeah, 95% of the time you can use your pentatonic scales and it works. You know, you kind of come full circle. So I'm gonna basically break this lesson up into two parts. So the first is pentatonics, as in I'm just gonna show you the basic scales, and then the second is I'm gonna show you how to make music from the scales, if that makes sense. You know, so you're learning, I'm teaching you the ABCs, and then I'm gonna teach you how to write a book, essentially. So we're going to be in the key. Let's choose E minor, right? E minor. Everybody loves E minor. So I'm just going to call out the pentatonics as if they're on, I'm doing a tab, right? So this is 0, this is 3, this is 5, and so on, right? So if we're in the key of E minor, I find my root. Okay, so I'm on the D string, so it's 2, 5, next string, 2, 4. Next string, 3, 5. Next string, 3, 5. Then we go back down. And then we're going to the A string, 5, 2, 5, 3. And then we go back up. Oh. That's it, right? You can play along with me. All right, that's our first pentatonic shape, right? And from that, you know, we can, right? We can make music right in that little cell, and I'll get to that. So just stick around. But I want to show you all 5 pentatonic shapes before we get into making music, right? So that's the first shape you got to know. And if you're wondering why do I need to know all the shapes? Why can't I just have one shape or 2 shapes? You gotta know all 5. The reason is, I want you guys to feel confident here, 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 here. I don't want you to feel like, oh man, I know, I got a plane flying up overhead. I don't want to feel like, hey, I know it here, I know my shapes here, I know my shapes here, but this little area in between is like a gap, and you know, maybe I'll just not go there. You know, it's gonna affect you in the long run, right? Sorry, you know, so. Here is the next shape. So I'm on the A string, 7, new string, 5, 7, new string, 4, 7. Sorry, that plane is really loud. New string, 5, 8, new string, 5, 7. And then we rewind it. And then we go 7, 5 on the A string, 7, 5 on the E string, and we come back. And then from there, all right, from there we can make some music, and we're gonna get to all this, you know? Right there, right? All in that shape, in that little pentatonic box. Right? Okay, so let's rewind. Let's just play that scale. Super helpful if you guys want to follow along. I decided to do a live stream outside, and of course there's planes flying everywhere, but whatever, you guys get to see my backyard. Okay, so here is the next shape. First finger E string, sorry, first finger A string, 5, 7, 7, 10, 7, 9, 7, 9, 8, 10, 7, 9. Go down, right? And then on the low E string, we're doing 10, 7. So let's do that slow. gotta know all of these, right? And so let's say, here's the why, guys. The why is that I want you guys to be able to connect all these shapes. Ah. Right? You want to be able to go from this. Right? You want to be able to go from here to here and work your way up and down. But you're not going to be able to do that if you don't know all 5 shapes. So we're on our 3rd shape. And we're going to our 4th shape, which is low E string, 12th fret. So 12, new string, 10, 12, new string, 9, 12, new string, 9, 12, new string, 10, 12, and the top string, 10, 12. Rewind it, go down. All right, we can do all our musical stuff in here, right? Right. Hit some jazz notes in there. All right, now here is the final pentatonic. It's way up here, so I don't have a cutoff, so you know, a little bit of a stretch, but this is everybody's favorite shape, which is 12, 15, 12, 14, 12, 14, 12, 14, 12, 15, 12, 15. All right, so before we get to the music part, how do we practice it? So I would just literally practice it. I'd start down here, right? And play the scale. I'd play that's the first position. And I transfer to the next position, right? And I have a metronome on the whole time. Tick, 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 tick. And I change to the next position. And I always change on the root note. Like change. You know? And change. And then I'd go back down as well. You know, and so there we go. We went back down to position 4. I'm just gonna go through everything. Position 3. We're gonna go to position 2. And then we're gonna go to position 1. Right? It's like slow, you know, you don't have to be blazing this stuff. Yes, so when I was in about 8th grade, my brother and I started playing guitar, and my brother played drums. Well, I forced him to play drums because I was like, man, you should play drums because I play guitar, and then we'd have a band, right? And so in our parents' basement, we would be jamming out, and I remember only knowing this shape, which is position 5, and I only remember knowing this shape, position 3. I had no idea what happened in between. And I remember playing songs like Pink Floyd or The Doors or Jimi Hendrix or, you know, all that stuff. And I remember being like, I wonder what's going on in here. And it was that curiosity, really, and that feeling of like being lost that made me want to explore these little positions, these dead zones, as I would call them for guitar players. So I wanted to explore these dead zones. And I ended up getting a guitar teacher. He showed me, okay, there's actually 5 shapes, not 2, like you've been playing, even though those 2 are the most popular. And it really opened my eyes, so I'm trying to do that for you, whoever's watching this right now. So, all right, let's make some music. Let's make some music from these pentatonics. So if you guys are just joining, we're doing a pentatonic masterclass. So there are 2, I'm going over this masterclass in like a 2-part series. First is like I'm teaching you the alphabet, right? I'm just teaching you the ABCs, and then the second part, I'm going to teach you how to write a book. So basically how to play the scales, and then how to make music from it. Okay? So how do we make music then from these pentatonics? That's the biggest chin scratcher. I'm going to show you guys some licks, but also the way that I go about doing this is, if I'm learning a solo, any solo, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Jimi Hendrix, Joe Pass, doesn't matter. I figure, okay, which house, which box does that solo fall under? Is it in position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or is it some type of combination, right? But every solo is going to fall neatly into one of those boxes. And from there, you can kind of categorize things in your head, right? You can put things into little buckets so that the guitar starts making sense, rather than it being just like this wash of all these notes out there and there's all these solos and you don't know how things fit together. Okay, so like anytime I'm learning a riff or a solo, I'm like, okay, which bucket does it fit in? Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's go over something like Gravity, John Mayer's Gravity. Okay, so this is in position 3. So I'm playing this E minor shape, and what I'm doing is going right. So what I'm doing is I'm sliding from the on the G string 7 to 9, and then I'm just hitting 10 or 8, and then bending up on the 10. And again, this fits into that box shape. Nice. See, I'm always trying to put things into a category. If you guys are watching this video, give this video a thumbs up. We're about 11 minutes in, so if you're still watching, I think we deserve a thumbs up here. Okay, let's say we have another riff. Let's say it's what's a fun little solo. Okay, here we go. So let's say we are playing. Let's say we're playing a Stevie Wonder song. Okay, we can go up here. So remember, we're in position 5. Say we're playing that riff for Superstition. You know, and it's all right here. So 14, 12, 14, new string 12. Or you could do it down here in position 2. Right, so I'm just gonna play it slow. You guys can use your ears. 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, and then low string 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 5, 5, 7. Okay, so we have 2 licks right there that all of a sudden are starting to fit into these pentatonic shapes. We can also fit just about any song or solo into these shapes. And then, like, here's some crazy cool practice exercises. You can practice these pentatonics in patterns, right? And this will eventually lead to music. We could practice them in patterns of 4. So I could say 1, 2, 3, 4, and then move to the next position, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going like here, 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 here. So 1, position 1, position 2, position 1, position 2. Patterns of 4. 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. New position. 1, 2, 3, 4. New position. 1, 2, 3, 4. New position. Right, and so on. You can move that up the neck, right? You know. These are just ideas. And so on and so forth, right? It all of a sudden sounds like music. I wouldn't do that all the way up and down, right? Like for a solo, you know, maybe you just do it for a little bit. Right? That sounds like music, but I wouldn't, you know, as an exercise, I would take it from here all the way up to here. Um, Guys, if you guys are just meeting me for the first time, my name is Alec. I live here in Los Angeles, California. I do music full time. And yeah, I have a free masterclass as well. It's in the description, so if you guys want to find out more, find about more like how to play soulfully, with bending and sliding and have vocal inflection and just take your playing to the next level, I'd recommend checking out that masterclass. So that's my shameless plug here for the day. So we got 4 more minutes, and in order to really grasp this pentatonic masterclass, I would start then. We have it in the key of E. All right, now what else do you have to do? How else can you practice this? Well, you're gonna have to practice this in all the keys, right? So I'd recommend practicing. First, I'd start in the common guitar keys, right? E, A, G, D, and so on, right? So you're gonna have to learn all. You're gonna have to move these shapes around. I'm not gonna give you guys tabs. This is a great exercise for you to use your brain, use your ears, write things down on pen and paper. And really, really dig into this stuff. It's so worth it. So you're going to have stuff in different keys. You're going to start to see, oh, okay, other riffs are incorporated, in like other riffs, like maybe, right, come together. Once we move everything into the key of D, all of a sudden you're going to see, oh, that riff just fits nicely into position 5. And you're going to have all these aha moments of solos that you've learned, Led Zeppelin, Red Hot Chili Peppers, stuff that I love. And you're going to have all these aha moments for songs and solos that you know. But that just takes hard work and grit, and you're going to have to transpose all these into different keys, all these 5 positions. But it's worth it. It's so worth it, guys. And then from there, you can start to, what I'd recommend doing is learning solos. You can find tabs or YouTube videos, and you're gonna learn these solos. But rather than learn them in a vacuum, you're gonna say, okay, which position do they fit in? Are they in position 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? And a lot of times, solos will start off in a position and then transfer positions. But you're always gonna want to be thinking, okay, how do those how is this guitar player thinking, like, and which position is everything associated with? So that's really how you can start to make sense of the guitar, rather than everything being just disjoint and just dislocated from each other. I want everything to make sense for you. And this stuff's supposed to be fun, guys. This stuff is, have fun with it. It's guitar, we're playing guitar, we're not working at guitar. That's why they call it playing music rather than working at music. You work a job, but you play music, so let's have fun with it, and yeah, as long as you keep that playfulness, that childlike joy with, like, remember the first time you wanted to play guitar, that like energy, that excitement, as far as like, oh, I wanna, this is exciting, rather than like, maybe you've been playing for 20 years and you haven't gotten better. Rather, like, let's try to switch the mindset and like keep that childlike energy, because it really helps in your progress. And like I still learn something new every day on the guitar. I'll discover, oh, I never played that chord, and usually that just comes from me sitting down with the guitar, messing around, and like having fun with it. So this is my inspirational pitch for the day. But yeah, guys, that about wraps it up. If you guys are just tuning in, we just did a 20-minute masterclass on pentatonics. So the first part was I taught you guys the shapes, and then the second part was I taught you how to make music from it, and I gave you ways to practice, ideas of how to practice as well. Basically, I taught you the ABCs, and then I taught you how to write a book. So I want you to go home, or you're probably at home, or you might be at work, and this might be in the corner screen. Your boss isn't looking. But yeah, I want you guys to practice this. Let me know if this was helpful in the comments. I want to hear from you. And like, let me know any struggles you're having. I respond to all the comments. So yeah, thank you guys so much. 20 minutes is up. See you guys soon. Ciao.